Saturday morning sunlight streamed through the kitchen window as a small figure dragged a wooden stool across the tile floor. The scraping sound echoed through the quiet house, followed by the clatter of mixing bowls being pulled from cabinets. Today's the day. The excited voice belonged to Emery, who had been planning this surprise for weeks. Mom's birthday was tomorrow, and the perfect chocolate cake would make it extra special. The recipe card, written in Grandma's careful handwriting, lay on the counter. 3 layers of chocolate heaven with buttercream frosting, the same cake Grandma made for every family celebration. The ingredients lined up like soldiers: flour, sugar, eggs, butter, and a mountain of chocolate chips. Mix dry ingredients first, the young baker read aloud, dumping flour into the bowl with enthusiasm. A white cloud puffed up, coating everything nearby. Oops. The kitchen door swung open. Dad poked his head in, coffee mug in hand. What's all this? It's a surprise for Mom. Don't tell her. Flower handprints decorated the cabinet doors already. Dad's eyes twinkled. Need any help? Nope. I could do it myself. Grandma's recipe says it takes 3 hours, but I bet I can make it faster. Dad sipped his coffee thoughtfully. You know what Grandma always says about baking? That the secret ingredient is love? That too. But she also says good things take time. Rushing usually leads to... I know. The wooden spoon waved dismissively. But I watched her make this cake 1,000,000 times. How hard can it be? After Dad left, the real work began. Sugar went into the bowl, maybe a little extra because Mom loves sweet things. The recipe said to cream the butter and sugar for 5 minutes, but after 30 seconds of stirring, the mixture looked good enough. This is taking forever, came the grumble. The electric mixer would be faster, but it sat on the high shelf, out of reach. More vigorous stirring would have to do. Next came the eggs. The recipe called for room temperature eggs, but who had time to wait for cold eggs to warm up? In they went straight from the fridge. The mixture turned lumpy and strange. That doesn't look right. A frown crossed the baker's face. Maybe stirring harder would fix it. The wooden spoon moved in frantic circles, sending specks of batter flying. The oven needed preheating 350 degrees according to Grandma's card. But wouldn't 450 degrees cook it faster? That made sense. The dial turned with a confident click. Melting chocolate came next. The recipe insisted on a double boiler and gentle heat, stirring constantly until smooth. But the microwave sat right there, promising speed. Into the microwave went the chocolate chips. 2 minutes should do it. While they melted, the wet and dry ingredients got dumped together in a rushed mess, barely mixed before being scraped into the cake pans. Beep, beep, beep. The microwave's alarm sent the young chef racing across the kitchen. Inside, instead of silky melted chocolate, a hard, burnt lump smoked sadly. Oh no. The ruined chocolate went into the trash. There were still some chips left. They'd have to go in unmelted. The batter was already in the pans anyway. Into the hot oven went the 3 lopsided layers. The recipe said 30 minutes, but at the higher temperature, surely 15 would work. Time to make frosting. Grandma's buttercream required patience. Soft butter beaten until fluffy powdered sugar added gradually. Everything whipped until light as clouds. But the butter was still hard from the fridge, and dumping all the sugar in at once would save time. The mixer whirred, struggling against the cold butter. Lumps of sugar and butter chunks flew everywhere. A splash of milk might help. Then another splash, and another. Soon, a thin, grainy liquid sloshed in the bowl. This didn't look like Grandma's frosting at all. Ring, ring, ring. The oven timer. The cakes must be done. The oven door opened to reveal 3 flat, blackened discs. Smoke billowed out. What's that smell? Mom's voice drifted from upstairs. Nothing. Just cooking. The cake layers looked like burnt pancakes. Maybe frosting would fix them. The runny buttercream got poured over the hot, flat layers. It right away melted, running off the sides and pooling on the counter. Tears pricked at the corners of disappointed eyes. Emery slumped onto the flour-covered stool. The kitchen looked like a bakery had exploded. Chocolate smears decorated the walls. Eggshells littered the floor. And the cake was a disaster. The back door opened. Grandma walked in carrying her knitting bag. She took one look at the messy kitchen and the dejected figure on the stool. "Oh, sweetheart, what happened here?" The whole story tumbled out. The surprise plan, the shortcuts, the burnt chocolate, the flat cakes. Grandma listened quietly, nodding occasionally. "I just wanted to make it fast so I could surprise Mom." The words came out wobbly. Grandma pulled up another stool. "You know, I made the exact same mistake when I was your age. Tried to bake my mother's birthday cake in record time." "Really? What happened?" "Set the kitchen curtains on fire." Grandma's eyes crinkled with laughter. "My mother had to throw flour on them to put it out. We ate store-bought cake that year." A small giggle escaped. "That's worse than mine." "Much worse. But I learned something important that day." Grandma stood, tying on her apron. "Want to know the real secret to perfect chocolate cake?" "Of?" "Love, yes, but also patience. Each step has a purpose. Room temperature eggs mix better. Cream and butter and sugar makes the cake fluffy. Gentle heat keeps chocolate smooth." She surveyed the destroyed kitchen. "What do you say we clean up and start over? Together this time?" Hope sparked. "But Mom's birthday is tomorrow." "We have all afternoon. If we take our time and do it right, we'll have the perfect cake by evening." They worked side by side, cleaning the kitchen until it sparkled. Then Grandma pulled out fresh ingredients, and the real lesson began. "First, we let these eggs sit until they're room temperature. While we wait, let's measure everything precisely." Grandma demonstrated how to level flour with a knife, how to pack brown sugar just right. Waiting for the eggs felt like forever, but Grandma filled the time with stories about learning to bake from her own grandmother. Soon, the eggs were ready. "Now watch. We cream the butter and sugar for exactly 5 minutes. See how the color changes? How it gets fluffy?" The mixer hummed steadily. The young apprentice watched mesmerized as the mixture transformed from yellow chunks to pale, airy clouds. When the eggs went in, one at a time, mixing well between each, the batter stayed smooth and perfect. For the chocolate, we need patience most of all. Grandma set up the double boiler, water simmering gently below. Low heat, constant stirring. The chocolate tells you when it's ready. They stood together, taking turns with the spoon, watching the chips slowly soften and merge into glossy perfection. The kitchen filled with rich chocolate aroma, nothing like the burnt smell from before. "See? Good things really do take time," Grandma said as they folded the chocolate into the batter with gentle strokes. The cake pans went into the properly heated oven. While they baked, Grandma taught the proper way to make buttercream. Soft butter first, beaten until almost white. Powdered sugar added slowly, 1 cup at a time. A splash of vanilla. A pinch of salt. "Taste." Grandma offered a spoon. "It's perfect. Just like yours." "Better," Grandma winked, "because we made it together." The timer chimed, a gentle reminder, not a frantic alarm. 3 perfect layers emerged, golden brown and springy to the touch. They cooled on wire racks while Grandfather clock in the hall marked the passing time. "Patience," Grandma reminded when eager fingers reached the test it takes were cool enough to frost. Finally, the moment arrived. Together they spread buttercream between the layers, building the cake with careful hands. The final coating went on smooth as silk. "One more touch." Grandma pulled chocolate curls from the refrigerator. She'd made them while the cakes cooled. They arranged them on top in delicate swirls. The finished cake stood tall and proud, nothing like the morning's disaster. Mom's footsteps sounded on the stairs. "Quick! Hide it!" They whisked the cake into the pantry just as Mom entered the spotless kitchen. "Something smells wonderful in here." "Just doing some baking with Grandma," came the innocent reply. Later that evening, after dinner dishes were cleared, the beautiful cake made its grand entrance. Mom's eyes widened with delight. "Did you make this? It's beautiful." "We made it together," Emery said proudly, "and we took our time with every single step." Mom's first bite brought a smile of pure joy. "It tastes like love and patience." Grandma caught the young baker's eye and winked. Sometimes the best surprises were worth waiting for, and the sweetest victories came not from rushing to the finish, but from savoring every step along the way. As the family gathered around the table, sharing slices of perfect chocolate cake, the kitchen still held the warm scent of vanilla and chocolate. But more than that, it held the memory of an important lesson learned, that patience wasn't just about waiting, it was about understanding that each moment, each step, each gentle stir of the spoon added something special to the final result. The last crumb disappeared from the plates. Mom said it the best birthday cake ever. And in the pantry, Grandma's recipe card gained a new note, written in young, careful handwriting. The secret ingredients: love, patience, and taking time to do things right.